Ladies and gentlemen, the Australian Football League and Coca-Cola welcome you to the first semi-final. We now please be upstanding for the national anthem of Australia.
Every time, doesn't it? That really does stir the soul. Dipper's down on the ground. Dipper, there's a fair bit of feeling out there.
Fantastic feeling, and in very stable condition. Just a light breeze across this ground. Friday night football's alive once again here at the MCG, Bruce. And for the boys, the Kangaroos on the bench, we've got Capiano, Adam Lang, Makepeace and Cochrane. And for Hawthorn, we have Joel Smith, Piccioni, Johnson and Barry Young. Have a good call, boys.
Looking forward to it, Dipper. Shane Crawford won the toss, goes to the left. Well, have a look at the Kangaroos. There's McKernan, who's all fired up. If they can win tonight, the Kangaroos, they'll go into a 7th preliminary final in a row. As the King talks to them, that will be even better than under Barassi. But if they lose, it'll be the first time that they've lost consecutive finals in the one series. It will mean something. So the stakes are high for all sorts of reasons here. Can Hawthorn take their chances, Malcolm, and maybe get to a spot they didn't expect to be at the start of the year?
Well, certainly. I mean, coming from 8th, you would doubt that at the start of the final series. But the key is North Melbourne tonight, there's no doubt. If their goods can get back into playing some good footy, I think Dermot said before, their top 6, credential-wise, are better than probably Hawthorn's at this stage of their careers.
And so much rest on his shoulders, doesn't Ron Carey's. He's going forward.
Yeah, well, it just depends on how he feels. We're going to see him run around a fair bit for the first couple of minutes. He's going to look all right. It's going to be how he fronts up after that. Nathan Thompson, he's on his way down forward. And Corey McKernan. Gee, that seems unusual if McKernan starts back.
He did one game earlier in the year and did a very good job. I'm just trying to think of the team now.
He's in Sydney, I think.
Yeah.
In Sydney, so he's back on Thompson. They may run together for a while, in fact.
They could. I think they're probably worried about the pinch hit of Thompson in the middle, but
Blakey's got Parker. Blakey went on the herd late, or in the first quarter last week, got stitched up.
Old Fitzroy teammates.
Well, this is big now. They're really getting stuck into it. The crowd and the players. Paul Salmon and his 100th game for the Hawks, 209 for the Bombers, and Abraham pushed a bit. No free kick. Coming out of the fence by, in fact, it is a free kick to Winston.
Interesting, Bruce. Nearly every North Melbourne player just ran into a Hawthorn player to let them know they were around it.
Didn't
just
they?
Before the first bounce.
Ball here.
She tries to play on, then gets to Bell. Bell's look away handball. Comes back from Carey to Abraham. Abraham's kicked right to the square, but Salmon's got back and takes the mark.
So, we are underway. Friday night, this big final for both sides. Salmon right back on the last line.
Angelo Leckis has pulled away here.
Tough one for Rawlings, Dermot.
Yep.
Gets support though. Leckis now onto the wing. There's plenty of space there and plenty of Kangaroos. McCartney, and it's out.
As you expect, a lot of good voices there by the Kangaroos there. Narcy just told him just run straight at the ball, Mickey.
Interesting too, Shane Crawford, half forward, being picked up by Martin Pike.
So Holland doing the ruck work with McCartney. McCartney, Simpson to 50. Big Burton Well, he went backwards to Bell. He could have turned around. Bell under pressure. Harford, good harassment. Pushed him off the ball almost. Said he wanted it more than him. Then takes it away. Now Crode. Can he start something from half-back? Oh, he hesitated. Really sold Woods into trouble. Simpson over the top. Chick still there and working hard for it. Got it out, but again, it's all Kangaroos. King kicked 7 last week. Can he get clear? No. Has to be holding the ball. Not said the umpire. Simpson goes again. King gets another chance. Again he takes them on. And again he runs into trouble. This time though he gets the kick away. It's a good one. And Bell can line up.
He's done pretty well there, David King. He almost sold himself into trouble. And the longer you hold on to it, the more trouble gains around you. But he was just able to take a cool head to it in the end and think, well, I'm going to cop some fierce pressure here. I just have to make this one count.
So Peter Bell has kicked well, and the first goal to go to the Kangas.
Well, a few mistakes made at the back there. Crowe ran himself right into trouble, and that's the way he plays. You're always going to cough one of those up sometimes. And as we watch here, David King now, I thought he summed it up pretty well in the end, actually, and a lovely little left foot kick back inside. And Peter Bell, as we know, can find the goals.
First to the Kangaroos. Kangaroos in front through Bell. King setting it up. Emergency umpire out there with Blakey and Barker. 2X Fitzroy is a long time back. Not together. Chick kicks to centre half forward. Thompson's big fly at the back. McKernan there. Well done, Barker. Terrific stuff. The kick by Harford's clever. Rolling. Touched. Was that Pipe?
Yep.
He must have thought it was home. Got the bounce. It was rolling home. Oh, boy. I reckon it was a goal. Easy for us.
Where's the fourth umpire, Bruce? Dare I say?
Blighty. I hope they kick the footy well. We don't start talking about footies. Jake, did you get our message the other day? Here's McCartney in the back pocket.
So McCartney along Members wing. Big pack of players there. Tough at it, Burton, and going in again. But Harford able to shrug the tackle. Had a couple of options on. And finds Crawford, who's probably just too far out to score.
Collins moving down the spine.
And that's where he goes. Well placed. Good call. And he takes it 40 out. And this man can cover distance with his kicks.
The thing that will kill the Kangaroos in their back line is, and they've done it forever and a day, they zone off. And as you see here, the bigger players are towards the goal square because most teams try and kick fairly directly. Holland stays out, and that's where he finds the undersized Byron Pickett, and a pretty easy mark in the end.
The last time these two sides played, Mick Martin took Holland and really kept him out of the play. Tonight against McCartney, oh, it's so close.
Kicked poorly in the warm-up, Hutto.
Yeah,
Nick Holland did.
So a bit of a miss, isn't it?
Well, you don't need two misses like that at the start.
Yes, one that seemingly went through and the other one you'd expect to get. Pickett's kick's a good one. Found some distance and found his target in Blakey out deep. Comes around, makes it okay in the end to Archer. Archer stops and props. Little kick to Pickett, probably meant for Bell. Didn't matter in the end. Pickett's got it at half back. As he goes short, he just caresses it really to centre. Well done. Found Harvey, who bursts away now. What's in front of him? Kicks to full forward. Colbert's the immediate target. Good mark. Mark Gramer, I thought, was really good last week. Coming in from the side and takes the mark. Wants the big fish. Got him.
Yes, and this does open it up for Hawthorn. It is a very open forward line.
Good
Kicks
lead.
it to 40 out. Thompson just couldn't get there. McCartney pushing back, but Chick quick to get it onto the boot. Again, it's an open square, and this time it's still cruelty. Cruelty to the Hawks. And Pike able to take it away and use Harvey, and now the Kangaroos can counter-attack.
Gee, you'd want to bet the Kangaroos, wouldn't you? It might not be Hawthorn's night. Boy, have they been stiff. Harvey's kicked the centre wing. King, the David variety, not Wayne. Down low, pushed forward by Crowe. Chick was clever, found his man. Barker under the pump. Chick again. Gee, kept his nut over the ball. Quick hands from Tallis. Little handball going forward. Bad bounce for Crow. Well done. I think it might have been a shoulder.
Motlop in trouble, boys. Motlop in trouble. Just grabbed his left knee.
Yeah, he got caught underneath the Hawthorn player coming back on top of him, and as a tackle from Abraham, and he's got a quick knee, that lad.
Salmon's kick, danger. Good mark taken by Bowyer in the centre.
Makes peace about to come on.
He's good above his head, Bowyer, isn't he, for his size? As he goes inside, Thompson not able to really get there. Holland flew late. Quick kick forward, Tallis into the square. Harvey was strong. Crawford, Leckers tried to go kick it off the ground. It was pretty dangerous stuff. Pick it over the top. Should be able to get clear now. He does. Gets some good shepherding, and here's away. Can carry it right up to half-back if he wants. Low into the middle, and it wasn't bad. King on the run. Up to full forward. Oh, look at him all on his own. Shannon Grant can steady, can straighten. Goes inside just to get the right line, and makes no mistake.
Well, David King peeled off his opponent, Angelo Leckers. The ball went into Hawthorn's forward line. Leckers went in there, and you saw attempted to make the tackle. Dangerous footy. If Leckers gets it, it's an easy goal. And he peeled off, chancing his arm with his teammates. Paid dividends. He's got it in space, as you see now, and kicks on further. And Salmon is never going to catch Shannon Grant.
So Motlop will have a look and see what happened to him. And Dipper might give us a bit more. He's Malcolm just gone over the top, hasn't he? Dipper, any report?
No, not yet, Bruce. I'll keep up the date with that.
Good on you, mate. Simpson in the middle. So the Kangaroos, good signs here. They haven't had a whole lot of it, but they're in front by a couple. Chick brought down. The Hawks at them and a ball up.
Bruce, just an observation. I've never seen North Melbourne kick that short at the opening of any game. They've actually looked for teammates. There's been very few balls bombed.
Very true. So the Kangas have got a good record against the Hawks. The last 10, they've won 8. Burton, Chick with him. You'd fancy Chick might be able to get him here. No, Burton wants the line, and if he finds it, it'll be a bonus, and he got it. So Bell and Grant have got the goals, and the Kangaroos lead by 10 points. Capuano there with Stuart Cochrane, Lang and Motlop, who's injured. Stevens, still Stevens. Chick's got him.
Woods through half back. Got Rock in the middle of the ground. Goes longer than that to half forward. Stretching out on a lead. Little high. Didn't like it, did he? Quick to get the hands off. Leckers pumps it. Maybe Holland would have been better to go back and have the kick. In front, McKernan, Archer. They're all there. Thompson over the top. Pressure for Blakey. Overwhelmed by numbers. Dixon, can he get the first? Yes, he can.
There's a free kick behind play. Free kick behind play. No goal.
Blakey's kick.
Did you see it, Dermot?
I got a feeling it might have been against Thompson. Yep.
That was it.
Fell on him. Yeah, 50-50.
Well, the Hawks just can't take a trick, can they? Simpson at half-back. Little short one again, Malcolm. Well done by McCabe on Abraham. And then Leckers loads it up and goes to Thompson. It's full forward. And McKernan takes a screamer at the back. Goes wide. Stretches Archer. He stretched his mate, but Archer on the left. Down the line. I think he's missed his target. Simpson searches for it. Bit of untidy play there by the Kangaroos coming out of the back. Gee, Holland copying one there from McCartney. Boundary throw in, centre wing.
I didn't think they had to do that anymore, Dermot, eh?
No comment.
2 goals to 2 points. Barker emerging with it. Rock had a couple of options. Woods is the one he takes. Just played on. Back to Rock. Oh, that was scrappy. In the end, having to paddle Woods. Can he get them out of the trouble that he got them into? Well, looks like he can. Holland almost able to take it. Again, the numbers with the Kangaroos over the top. Umpire very patient, letting it all go. And eventually a bounce.
Hunter, just on Motlop, he's been on his feet. He's done a couple of run-throughs down here. It's not his knee. It's more of a calf problem.
So when the Kangaroos have beaten, the Hawks have won by big margins.
Well, they've kicked the first 2 tonight. Hawks have had chances up forward, haven't been able to convert. Crawford
Bell, King. A free kick advantage. It was in the end. He takes it and goes into the middle. Oh, Graham made the spoil. Did the right thing in the end. Lovely hands. Releases Bowyer. It wasn't a great looking kick. It was a shocker, in fact. Pike taking the mark.
Definitely crumbing a lot better than the Hawks in their back line, the Kangaroos. They're picking up virtually every grounded ball.
Kick it to Carey.
And he has. So Carey gets his first touch. And he goes short, and that's a poor kick. And Graham's taken it. Some sloppy play there.
This may seem characteristic of North to be doing this, isn't it?
They are short, you're dead right. Crawford, he found his target, Graham. Then Crawford goes wide, wanting a tall, and Barker can't quite get into the action. Holland's got a chance. He's 48 out. He hooks back, but straight to Archer. In the heart of the goal square, keeps it low to Carey. Well, it's a free kick, I think. So Carey takes it from half back.
Looks like Colbert's pushed forward and Carey's sort of hanging around the back line down at the moment. He's really searching for kicks at the moment.
Have you been able to tell the Dermot how he's moving?
He looks to be moving all right, but he hasn't really gone on a full-pace stretch yet. He's just got to position and loitered.
It was a pretty well-placed kick initially. McCartney just couldn't get on it. Abraham Lekas, Chick, maybe could have grabbed it. Now Simpson, now King, through the middle as it opens up. Although Hawthorn had the numbers, Rawlings couldn't hang on to it. Oh, he handballed to Bowyer, who wasn't watching. Harvey on the spill. Back it goes to Burton. This will be awkward, but it's well placed. Yes, it is. And Shannon Grant takes it, and he's on his left. Well, all options seem to be covered. Shannon Grant. Right on the boundary, as you can see, but on the right side for his left foot. Might just ease around a bit. Just slightly opens up the angle. And he's done enough with it to put it through, so that's 3 goals to 0. It's a flying start, Dermot, isn't it now?
They've done pretty well. The thing is that there's no real need to panic for Hawthorn. They're actually playing reasonable football. Just a couple of decisional errors, like the Holland kick that dropped short. Probably been a touch stiff, but I reckon the game is reasonably evenly poised at the moment.
Good start for Grant. It's a terrific kick from the pocket. Kangaroos coaching staff with Dennis Pagan in the middle. So no panic from Hawthorn's point of view, says Dermot, but they do trail by 3. They've been a bit stiff early. Simpson's up and under. Graham went there with Bowyer. Rock, who played in the premiership, he's in trouble. Put Bowyer under the pump. Over the top, King, who's been very important early, gets it to Makepeace, comes back out. Grant goes to full forward. Could Colbert take a mark? Shoal, well done, Crow. Building it away to some open spaces. Tallis has got it at half back. Goes down the line, keeps it low. Was probably trying for Harford. Is it still in play? I think it is. Harford holds up Simpson pretty well. Simpson, it'll be tough to get it out. It'll be a ball up between half back and centre wing.
Just that play in the forward line then. Colbert and Shoal wouldn't have played a lot of footy together. One really needed to stay down. One was in a perfect spot. Just created a big packet. Hard to mark.
Well, 3 straight to just 2 behinds. Salmon, Burton, Simpson quickly out of there. Carey, Hay right there with him. Kick's really not going anywhere at the moment. Bowyer's strong and gets another chance. Harford, Simpson, well done. What a fierce tackle. Wrapped him up and they'll get away. Bell, back goes Bowyer, back goes Tallis. Colbert, Rawlings loves the fly. Didn't try and take the big mark that time. Went the percentages and it's out of bounds.
Carey's definitely pushed up the ground. Now, if there's one area you want to have a look at, Jonathan Hay. He's got amazing pace for a tall kid. There he is, just trailing in behind Wayne. But he does lack on the stamina stake. So if you can try and take some real steam out of him, but then you've got to worry about the other side of the equation. Does Carey run himself sore again?
Abraham read it pretty well, but it was a smother. Woods, then Stevens, well done, good ball. Found some space, kicks it down low. Bowyer got a hand on it, Graham. Back to Bowyer, the handball okay to Harford. Sweeps it to Crode. Crode likes to run away. Little handball over the top to Graham. Back, they're okay now. Harford at half back, straightens up. Kicks down the line, good kick, finds Holland in the heart of the centre square. Dutchie looks up and then gives it a bit of a hook. Wants a bit of distance. Was Dixon his target? Well played, Archer. Beat him for a bit of strength there. And then comes out wide. And Carey's going to get another touch. And everyone is precious for him at the moment.
Yeah, he's pushing low on the ground to take them though. Colbert takes the grab. His first touch of the night. And it's a clean kick, so he'll be happy with that. Scholl, a late change in tonight. Using his experience and bombing it deep and long. Salmon and Burton. Holland was the extra man. Oh, Burton, look at the skills of the big man. They've got 4.
He's done well in the big fella, hasn't he? Everybody watched little Peter Bell because he's such a good front and centre player that it was almost like the whole traffic sway was going to follow him through the drop of the ball. It just bounced back up into his arms. He's done very well.
Well, he's set up 2 of their goals so far.
Well, he has, and what he's done, when someone goes right back, he stays just that 20 metres in front of him, except when the kick's to the square, he just dropped back and completed. Pretty smart play in the end.
Bell's been terrific. Salmon looks like he might have hurt himself. He's at centre half back, kick behind the play, but he's pretty proppy. So Holland in the ruck. You wonder when Thompson might come in. Makepeace. Another goal here would be dangerous. Colbert got a little shove. Scholl rides with it, had it for a long time, didn't give it up. Harvey brings it back inboard. Carey stops, props, gets around 1, gets around 2, floats on left foot. It's close, it's home. The Kings kick the beauty. Well, that stirs the soul of the faithful. He didn't do that last week. He kicked an early goal, but it was slightly different.
No, it was pretty well worked, wasn't it? Just thinking that watching the Kangaroos for most of the year, they've been able to kick multiple goals in a quarter, and they've won a lot of games by kicking big tallies in one quarter. Are we onto something like that again?
Well, Salmon minding one of the danger men at the moment. In spite of Burton, is he fit? What can the Hawks do to respond?
Oh.
Thompson now in the ruck, but Bell, oh, he looked up and saw only Hawthorn jumpers. Holland goes for the pass. It's a good pass. Salmon now playing up forward.
Oh, it's a pretty good move by Peter Schwab, this, because Burton doesn't play a lot in defence. In fact, he'll get exposed, I would suggest. Dennis Pagan's got to make a decision because his covering of opponent is not very good at all. He's just never played that way.
Very few key centre square ruckmen are able to actually play as a backman. A lot more of them can play as forwards, Bloody. Yep, but you hit the nail on the head there. He's not going to run out from the goal square very close in behind. And Salmon's not quick, but he does have the know-how from the goal square.
Kicked 7 goals for the year, Paul Salmon. Boy, do they need this one, and he's done the job.
Was that telling? Thompson goes in, regardless of who kicked the goal. Thompson goes in, and immediately, I think Hawthorn get their first definitive centre bounce clearance.
Yeah, I think it was probably as much the North Melbourne or the Kangaroo player, Troy Makepeace, leaving his wing.
Yep.
Left the Hawthorn player exposed.
Coming in a bit deep, yeah.
So McKernan's got 7. It's his 550th goal in his career, Salmon.
Bruce, just quickly on Paul Salmon. He's rolled his ankle. He might have to play full 4 for the rest of the night.
Thanks, Dipper. Burton got it back, actually, to Blakey. Blakey tries to get a bit on it, gets it to half forward almost, to King, who's playing so confidently at the moment after 7 goals last week. Just pops it up, Pickett's run down the line and takes the mark. 50 metres from goal.
Not a short pass, really, wasn't it? Unless they're right under pressure, they're bombing it. If they're not, they're going to try and use it.
So Pickett, not bad.
Healthy kick.
Not bad, it's a chance, it's a great kick, it's a goal.
Now, there was real uncertainty then. What happened was Glenn Bowyer pushed up to the half-forward flank. Pickett was going to take him, but just decided to let him get behind him. He pushed up to the edge of the square, leaving about 40 metres behind him to Bowyer, and from there he just ran forward, took the bit between the teeth when he saw the centre bounce clearance, and got on the end of some good spotting up.
Gee, the body language, and congratulations towards Pickett was a lot different to last week, wasn't it? Some of the Melbourne players who will next week take on the winner of this match watching on. At the moment, it looks like the Kangaroos. What a start. 6 goals to 1, and forward goes Bell. Graham playing the loose man. McCabe keeps it low through centre half forward. Crawford the target. Hasn't had much of it yet. His third possession is a low one. Dixon, McKernan came out. Salmon stayed at home. McKernan gets the rewards and goes bang out to the wing and finds Simpson. Barker trying to hold him up, went right over the mark. Simpson away. Low kick. Rawlings was in good position. Graham sliding in. Rawlings in support. They're just a little bit fumbly at the moment, the Hawks, aren't they? Rawlings just kept it in front of him and gets the boundary line. Had Carey lurking, I guess.
I think they want the siren to go now, Hawthorn. Do you think they've got a chance of eroding this lead?
Bowyer coming off and Barry Young coming on for the Hawks.
Yeah, look, I mean, there was the rush of goals. Those last 2 North Melbourne Kangaroos goals, came in a rush, but I don't think there's a great deal of difference between the rest of the team.
Woods got it. It was loose, and he kicks it along the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. How have you read it, Malcolm?
I think that Dermot's half right, accepting the cleanness of Hawthorn hasn't quite been there. They've actually made 3 or 4 pretty ordinary mistakes at north of capitalised.
Selection by foot as well. The thing is, I reckon the longer the quarter goes, they just need to settle down like they did last week. They were scrubby early.
Oh, look at this.
Gee, Bell's been terrific and finds Simpson, and Simpson decides to float one to the goal square. Not a good kick, and Crode gets in and takes the mark. I tell you, Dermot, your stocks are rising. When Blighty reckons you're half right, you're going up in the world. The kick out wide, chance for Woods on the burst.
Yes, he's got space if he can just pick it up now. He knows he kicked it quickly when he had a lot of time around him. And Byron Pickett takes the mark.
Well, that's what we're talking about. The inferred pressure there. They just need time out on the paddock at the moment just to settle.
Another short pass.
Through the middle, Stevens looking up. Pickett had kept on running. Oh, he goes for the talk.
That'll work. That'll work.
Be okay.
Yeah, of course.
Colbert. 25 metres out directly in front. This is going to be goal number 7.
It's amazing on the 50-50s, the umpires' balls, there is a North Melbourne player just dashing forward. So what they're going to do is say, if we're going to create something tonight, we're not going to sit back. We're going to learn from Essendon last week. We've got to win.
They're taking the initiative, aren't they? Those tumble punts, sometimes they turn into very good passes.
It always suits the forward.
I'll just ask Lee Colbert, although he has just shanked that a little.
Woods coming off and Joel Smith coming on for the Hawks. They're certainly taking a lot of chances there, Malcolm is suggesting. A lot of runs through the lines.
Well, that's purely on the skills error there. I mean, Smith can kick it. Woodsy gets a bit panicky.
Gets it outside the 50. Abraham back. Gee, Bell's having an opening term. Kick right to the square. Colbert shoves out, and I think it's a free kick. 10 possessions for Bell. So Colbert gives the free kick away, and Graham's kick to Smith, who has come onto the ground. Smith at half-back. Good kick to Harford, who looks in pretty good nick.
It's actually moving all right. So the difference there is Woodsy wouldn't have hit that target.
Rocking board. Last time he played for the Kangaroos was in the grand final against Blighty's team. The kick into the centre, marked by Barker. Long way from home.
Dixon's got to be the target here.
Floating kick. He wants good Mark Holland, who has actually started this game very well.
Dixon came up the middle. I thought he was going to take the traffic with him, but the one thing the Kangaroos are doing more prominently tonight, see man on man there? They're different makeup. I mean, Archer's been taken out the middle there. They normally zone off, and that's why that mark was taken under pressure. But his hands are very good tonight, Nick Holland. In the warm-up, his kicking was pretty ordinary. He's already missed one.
An easier one than this, but about the same distance. Really should kick it. He's been in good goal-kicking form all year, and that looks good. Doesn't one goal make a big difference to a footy match?
Well, one more to North. Colbert gives away a free kick which really wasn't needed.
Or kicks the goal before that.
Kicks the goal before that, and then all of a sudden you get this. And it is a game we talk about taking chances, and that's a very good mark, but I'd have to say Jason McCartney, see him there, he's actually not even looking at the footy.
No.
I find it very hard to mark it or punch it if you're not looking at it.
Yeah. His aerobic capacity will worry him.
Yeah.
So Nick Holland, 4 marks and a goal. Last minute of the first quarter. Smith over the top, Rock. And Stevens just burying the ball in there.
Couple of professional old little cats there, isn't there? Stevens and Rock played a lot of footy together, and Rocky was tying that one up, and Steve-O was having no part of it.
Thompson in the ruck at the moment against Burton.
Good shot there, Hutto. We'll see who pulls away and sneaks out a back door here.
Here he goes, Bell. Here he goes.
Simpson got
There
the
you go.
knock. Bell, Crawford.
They're just going for it.
Went to ground. Harvey. Abraham trying to take it. Tallis trying to harass. Kept it in. Still a loose ball. Tallis around the corner. Stevens. Still time for a goal if they move it forward quickly. Rawlings takes it. 35 seconds on the clock. The Hawks trying to switch. A little dangerous. Chick has to be good here. Oh, he is. Had to be good, and he was. Can they get it away in time? 25 seconds left in the quarter. Quickly out to the wing. Shocking kick. Pickett Smith was high. Play on. King again versus Smith. He's over the top of it. Hawks fans wanted a free. Play on was the correct call. Inside 50. Carey right at the death in the corner. Pumping it long. Colbert back with the flight. Was courageous but couldn't take it. Grant got crunched a little. The ball close to. Doesn't matter now. This might. Mainly just jumper pulling at the moment. But we've seen these things turn into more serious matters in the last month or so. They break. So at quarter time, the Kangaroos 6-1-37. The Hawks 2-2-14.
Because Hawthorn marked the ball so frequently inside defensive 50.
Start of the second quarter, the first of the semi-finals this weekend. 37-14, the Kangaroos have got the start they wanted and possibly needed. Woods gets it from Salmon, up and under, didn't go very far at all. And coming in from the side, Simpson takes the mark to King. King wide, chance here for McCartney to run off and then bomb. Kicks to centre half forward. They've got a whole heap of tools down there. Burton got his hands on it. Makepeace forced it forward. Over the top of it, Colbert involved. It's scrappy there, still isn't out. Carey involved as well. It'll be a ball up about 35 to 40 metres from the goal.
Strange centre bounce that, Bruce. 4 Hawthorn players on one side, 4 Kangaroos on the other.
Offside rule.
Yeah.
And once again, Woodsy's kick to no advantage to Hawthorn. That's 2. Look, they register as kicks, but they're virtually turnovers.
Salmon pushing it backwards again. Crow, Young over it. Quick kick, Crow, but only Kangaroos there. Simpson in some space. Looking into the eye. He hit that kick beautifully. Disguised it perfectly. And Scholl takes the mark.
Once again, the normal North Melbourne pattern would have been straight to the top of the square. It really was a great kick. And see that, just kicked it round, beautiful. He's had a bit of the ball too, Simpson. It's been good.
8 kicks, 3 handballs, 4 marks. And Craig Scholl, what a match to come back into. He's played 11 matches during the year, just 8 goals, 10 going into tonight's game. See if he can kick truly here. No.
2 steps. 2 steps he had. He's normally a very fluent, good striker of the ball. That one, he just shuffled forward, and then it was a 2-step run-up, in essence, before he kicked it.
I must just say, as his goal kicking has dropped off this year, so's his form. In his previous years moved up forward. He's actually been a beautiful kick for goal.
Rawlings, we can see what's in front of him. He goes wide. He wants Salmon. Salmon, well done, Simpson. Salmon couldn't really get a run at it. And then Crow kicks to a vacant centre wing for the moment. Blakey and Barker. Blakey's been able to hold him up. The kick forward by Stevens. Salmon at the back. Handball coming out from Grant. Comes to Makepeace to centre half forward. Graham and Abraham, they were tough at it. Scholl held up, good stuff. Lecker's got an important touch. Scholl put a tackle. Graham, Burton paddles it out only as far as Young. Young gets it to half and he bangs away to centre wing. The race is on. Pickett got a terrific bounce, did really well. King takes it, can't get away. Chick's got him. There's a blow over Crawford and Pickett. Bang, bang, bang.
And he's fired up, Byron Pickett. Crawford did the wrong thing, ran into him first, but that's a show of strength there.
Free kick to Pickett.
He's pretty sharp, Byron Pickett, looking at that one.
Gee, how could the umpire pick a free kick out of that? He must have seen the first thing, I guess, when he ran into it.
Harvey just bombing away. Carey lurking. Burton hands to it. Colbert, support Grant. Can he nail it from the angle?
Yes.
Oh, he has. It's his third.
Well, that's the North Melbourne we like to see, banging it forward. It's someone running off the ground as we watch this in replay. That's going to cost them some money, I'd reckon, during the week.
Well, it gets back to what you said, Bruce. How do you pick a free out of that?
Unless he saw the first contact. The first contact.
Was it the first or last?
But right now, the captain of Hawthorn owes his team something because they went forward, the Kangaroos, and kicked a goal.
He's having those stern words to the captains, to the umpires. We see there, blood draw there.
Well, it wouldn't be too hard to work how he got it, work it out. I think he's got a little nick over the right eye, has he?
Well, he actually ran into Pickett as Pickett tapped the ball back, didn't he?
Yep, he bumped into him, yep.
So, gee, that's interesting. Rocky probably knows that bloke pretty well from the Kangaroos.
Well, that might cost him some money too.
Gee, you've got to be careful. You wouldn't want to get the runner and the emergency umpire mixed up at any stage doing stuff like that, would you?
What a runner who got hit. Carl Langdon hit him in the Eagles. Dean Schutz, the guy who's along with me. Yeah, got a couple of weeks that Carl from memory. Did he? Yeah. Gee, 2 or 3, I think.
I thought you'd get bonuses these days. They're on the ground that much.
Did you have Dean disguised, or did he actually look like Dean? So back at the centre, 7-2 to 2-2. Grant's got 3 goals. Half it out of the centre. A little bit unsure. Holds it up. Dixon. Free kick. Yes.
This is range for Dixon.
Got to play on and go to the pocket. Well done, Pickett. Got back. Ball still to be won. Rock working hard, Pick hands out, surely Thompson will go. He does, and the Hawks needed it. It's a good game of footy. There's a lot happening, isn't there?
Yes. Still that 4-goal margin that we've, as Anthony Rock looks a bit worse for wear. Pretty smart play. Pickett was just sensational. Great jump, isn't it? McKernan just couldn't control it. It really fell to enough Hawks to finish off with Thompson.
What an interesting setup here. Look, no wings. Everybody's in the opposing goal squares virtually.
Well, Bell ran forward to the play, and he's going to receive it from Simpson, although Woods does well. Goes by hand this time, Dermot. Want to cop another one of your criticisms. Through the middle, Harford attacking deep into 50, but McCartney and Archer combining alone. McKernan still under pressure, but they just had the one extra man there. Oh, he's just about gone. He just got put to ball, and it just sits and props and goes out of bounds.
It was actually the wrong selection by Harford. Normally when you come down one flank, most defenders read the ball. So we see Dixon lay the tackle, coming in on a straight line, but John Barker had run out the other side to what we call the fat side of the ground and found plenty of space out there. Harford didn't see him.
Well, Harford gets another chance. Stevens or Barker just coming in over the top, a little untoward.
He's trying to be a bit overly physical at the moment, Johnny Barker. He's got a match up against John Blakey, which he should exploit the size difference at the moment.
Well, Simpson continues to get an enormous amount of the ball. And look at Burton again, and he skills, little deft kick. Probably only went about 4.5 metres. Maybe just carried the 10. Scholl to take it.
Is Scholl better from this range? Kick through it?
If he doesn't think about it.
Well, he doesn't. He just goes back and winds into it. It's a big one, not quite big enough. Still it's alive. Abraham trying to get some room for himself. He runs a long way. Back onto the left. Oh, don't tell me he's kicked that one off the left. That is unbelievable goal.
Well, at the end of this game, if North Melbourne win by a goal or two, you're going to have to remember Shannon Grant from that pocket on his left foot, and now one from Abraham. Just sensational. Kick almost gets there from Scholl. Tried to knock it through. Somehow or other it came back out again. here we are. How many steps is that? Probably 14 and a half metres.
Yeah, 16 I'll go. You got to pay it.
So the captain does sit it out. The golden voice from the West Ennis committee right now would say it's party time, wouldn't it? With goals like that. Boy, 8-2 to 3-2.
Oh, it's a free.
The fish in the centre. Salmon comes out wide, searching. Barker just hasn't quite been his night. Blakey, Bell's been terrific. Burton's been important and finds a bit of space and then whips a big handball out to Colbert. Colbert's got time to do something. He goes to the pocket. Not a badly weighted kick at the fall of it. Hay has got the job on Carey. Bangs it close to the line. Johnson's come on. Bill just gave him maybe a little touch. A boundary throw in. But the Hawks trail by 5 goals.
It was Hayes' first possession.
Been subjected to pressure which they haven't experienced, I would say, over the last month or so. They played some tight games, but this is ripping pressure from the Kangaroos at the moment.
And look at the ruckman, unlikely. Blakey and Barker. Harford over the top, but he gave it straight to Harvey. They had the numbers. McCabe trying to charge through, and his pass looked good off the boot. Just okay for Holland, who is presenting himself. Handballing again to McCabe. It's a good low pass. McKernan took the risk and got great support. Archer ripped it again pretty low to a one-on-one. Graham just easing back nicely on Motlop. Had support. Oh, lucky too because Winnie had lined him up. Gets it out very wide. Bowyer. Crawford's pushed. He's back on the ground. He was pushing forward. Chooses not to. Kicks it high instead. Barker, Thompson in front. Blakey made the mark.
Great mark.
What they've got to try and do with Barker is get him one out. At the moment, he's getting dragged into the corridor, the thick pack. And against Blakey, if he gets him one out, he's just going to outstretch him.
Kangaroos dominating the possessions in this quarter. Simpson's high kick. Burton searching for it, can't quite find it. Got rid of it in a hurry. Salmon goes to ground. Spider, geez, having a game. His second final to Shoal. Shoal, left foot, floats it. It's a free kick. Down the ground, is it? Or is it coming back to Hawthorn? Not sure what's happening, to be honest. It's a Hawthorn free kick, I think. Maybe against Burton. Don't know. It's going to Crode at half-back. He was down a bit last week, Crode. Not a good kick. Burton, Salmon, free kick.
Yeah, Salmon's coming off, boys, and Joel Smith will replace him. He's in a bit of trouble, Paul.
Gee, okay, the free kick to Barker. I thought Barker was into the back of the Kangaroo play.
So did I. He must have got cannon forward. Now, there's nothing ahead for him. Holland's swamped, but look at those Kangaroo defenders there.
So Barker from centre wing.
Yes, well, they've pushed well forward. He centres it. There's still a lot of Kangaroos. McKernan versus Thompson. Harvey, quick to get it away into the middle. Young versus Abraham. Young, Colbert, Abraham. Hawks missing. Kangaroos, they can't miss a thing at the moment. Shannon Grant. That one misses. 8-3 to 3-2. Well, could that possibly be an advantage to Hawthorn? Salmon going off just to change the mix with Burton doing damage?
Yeah, possibly like last week. I reckon that last forward thrust definitively showed that Hawthorn's forward line setup isn't working, so they're going to have to make changes.
Crode gets it short. They've just lost their way for the moment, the Hawks, haven't they?
Going forward, which has been their strength all year.
And McKernan, what to do now with it's all off?
Yes, what will Dennis do with a man who could have a big impact forward or on the ball? Harford to Chick. Chick, good kick, got Crawford. Probably just too far out. The angle's tight. He's 50 out. Pickett. And well done at the back by Archer, who's actually getting a taste for it. You can just feel him getting a taste for it, Archie. He was embarrassed a bit last week. He had a lot of mates with him.
Not exactly zoning off so much. I reckon they've set him a task with Dixon.
Gee, there's a bit of difference in finals experience. I guess form is the other thing. It's an inexact science when you're trying to work it all out. But the Kangas have been here and done it a lot. Barker, Pickett, still Crawford, well done. Bowyer's left foot is a goal. It's a goal.
Handle that.
Well, I must say that the defensive North end was, well, very shabby because they all went at the same player, Hawthorn player on the ground, and the ball spilled out. Usually get your lot in footy when that happens. As we watch it here, There's 1, 2, 3 North Melbourne players go at the 1 Hawthorn player, and that is just dumb footy, unfortunately. And as we watch the kick now, Archer over the line.
It's the first one they've really crumbed in their own forward line, the Hawks, and got a return for it.
So they're still in touch. They need the next one just to be feeling on better terms with themselves. They're unable to string goals together, the Hawks. Kangaroos 8-3-51. Hawthorn 4-2-26. Shannon Grant's kicked 3. Hawks all singles.
Corey McKernan pushing down forward now.
Thompson again climbing high. Burton actually got hands to it. Chick steaming the wrong way. Suddenly runs into Harvey. He looked like he had something in mind. Tony Woods the target. Stevens in pursuit. Woods handballs. Young Johnson on the ground. Able to run onto it. Off the left. Goes into the pocket. Parker this time takes it.
And he'll struggle from this side, Hutto. It's a very difficult kick from here for him. The distance is going to test him, but he'll swing it across the goal face here. That's his natural kick. Got some talent, this kid, young Johnson. Now that's what Johnny Bark has to do, get one out. Blakey's a smart campaigner, but Barker's just going to stretch him and be physically a bit big for him in the one outs.
Been such a valuable player for them in recent weeks, well, in recent months really. Barker comes in, his kick just across the face. Graham, oh, he did everything. Holland, it sits for him, just couldn't get boot to ball. The umpire involved, it must be over the line, it is. Hit the post, Holland not happy. I'm just saying the umpire got in the road.
Let's have a look here. Well, he certainly is in the field of play, isn't he?
Same thing happened the last time these two sides played. The umpire was involved.
Why do they need to put a foot in play? Yeah, it's got me whacked.
Johnson has just come onto the ground. Low kick, not well directed that time, and McCartney takes it.
Burton coming off. Make peace on.
Really interesting stage in the game, isn't it? 8 goals to 4. The Hawks are having a crack now, trying to erode this lead before half-time. Pike at half-back. He's got plenty of time. Takes a bounce and then kicks it to Grant, who's been very good. Dropped the mark. Tallis with him. Tallis was one of Hawthorn's best last week. Can't break the second tackle. Back to Grant. Good vision by Grant. Getting it back to Blakey. Well done by the old stager at 34 years of age. And he kicks the ball almost to half forward. Free kick, I think, to Hawthorn for a push out.
Yeah, McKernan edged Thompson out, and the ball was probably at the apex of its kick.
So Thompson at half back. 8-3 to 4-3, inboard.
Just his second kick of the night. Thompson gets Joel Smith. So through the middle, they are just starting to look a little bit better now. And that's a great looking kick. If Dixon could get there, just not quite. Crawford, Pickett, he's got him in his sights. He just couldn't get him. He's a pretty hard man to nail, isn't he, Byron Pickett? Has the time to get away and use the ball pretty well.
He takes him on, Byron Pickett, doesn't he?
Doesn't hesitate. Cochrane to centre half forward. Oh, Rawlings got terrific reach. And takes the mark over Colbert and uses Barry Young. The Hawks again going back into attack through the centre. Here's Thompson.
Chicken Graham out. Carey's having to go to one of them.
Clean bowl. Then tries a little toe poke, make piece. Back to Carey. Waits and stops, and Cochrane's onto it now. So Cochrane at centre wing. Just come onto the ground. Not a bad kick. Inboard, finds a Colbert. Still a long way from home. Grant leads for him. He's going to go back to Carey. Does he use the run of King? Carey across the ground. You don't see North Melbourne do this too often. To Bell, they've set it up now. To Pike. He can really run if he wants to. Decides to go with a high ball to fall forward. Thompson's getting back. McKernan almost at Fidgey's mark. Comes to ground. Scholl tries to slap it out. Does slap it out at the end. Still a hot ball. Tallis wants the boundary line. And he gets it. Gee, I thought McKernan had almost taken it.
So, Burton on the bench. After Salmon went to the bench, it was close, McKernan. Still, it's in there, danger. Oh, there's some jumper. Shannon Grant had some jumper. And he will get a shot at goal.
Gee, I watched that. I didn't think he was going to pay it there for a second, the umpire. But I mean, he was clearly held onto, and really don't need to do it here. It's just he's in such good nick. Have a look at that, the jumper being held onto, and for a fair while too.
It's almost a draw into it, Blighty. I reckon you might see a handful going the other way now on Tallis, and so therefore he reacts stronger, and it gets seen in a much more clearer light. Always a free kick.
Well, he's got 3 tonight. Important kick for his 4th. Oh no, it was a shocker. So just a couple of misses from the Kangaroos. They've kicked 8 goals for, but they've had a couple that have been in front that they've missed, and yet they've nailed a couple from the boundary line. There's Salmon.
Well, the big footy god gives you X amount of shots at goal. And when they're used up, they're used up. And, well, the Roos made the most of it with the Byron Pickett goal and the Winnie Abraham snap.
So Young just out to Crode, and then Crode decides to go really long. He wants Chick to take a big one. Going the wrong way, McKernan. Chick, well done. Held up just slightly by McKernan. Boundary throw in. Good contest.
He's having a crack McKernan, isn't he? Coming back like that is it's almost the hardest thing in footy to do, isn't it? Jump at someone front on.
So the Hawks just trying to get a touch closer to put some scoreboard pressure on the Kangaroos. That looked a throw from Chick to Harford, to Bowyer, found some space and then decides to send it. Dutchy will be the target at centre half forward. The belt away from McCartney. Thompson has to get down low. He's caught up, but he gets out. Gee, Holland in good nick. Now he's in trouble. The runners are against him. Can he take on Pickett and Harvey? Crawford to help out. Still no free kick. They're stiff. Harvey's away with a second bounce. Harvey's streaming down. He's had 4 bounces and then decides to go to centre half forward, and Scholl's got it. Big kick for Scholl this one. He needs a goal, doesn't he? He's had a couple of chances. He needs to feel wanted again. He needs to kick one.
Good finish by Harvey. I reckon anyone that bounces the footy should always kick short to a leading player, because you get so tight in the leg. Trying to kick it long is almost impossible sometimes.
They just about do, don't they?
This to give them a 5-goal lead. Plenty of time going before half-time. 50 metres out, underneath it. And they've been inaccurate in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes, haven't they?
There's probably a bit of justice there. I mean, the Kangaroo player had no intention of getting the ball up on the half-forward flank, but retarded Crawford, and probably a little more than 50-50 on reflection on the free, so it probably works out for the right decision there.
Well, it's a big kick in, and it's a good grab. He's pushed right up the ground. Hay getting it out very wide. Johnson, and it's over and out. It's a scrappy old kick.
Gee, they're missing the target, Hawthorn.
Yeah, it's a great jump, isn't it? I mean, he's a fine young talent, and that's the one, Dermot, that it's just let them down. Last week against Geelong, they could get a second chance at it.
Yep.
North can hurt you with that, more so.
Blakey doing the ruck work and the roving. They looked at each other, Graham and Bowyer. Graham takes it away. Big leap, Holland. That was trademark Holland. And look at the handball into space. Actually put Harvard into a bit of trouble. Here comes the cavalry as he has to go sideways to Bowyer. A lot of Kangaroos players back. So it's a pretty tight defence. And as we saw so often against the Bulldogs, just that little short kick outside 50. How'll Chip go from here, do you think, Dermot?
The struggle won't make the carry here. And the Kangaroos are going to fill up that hole between the man on the mark and the goal square.
So we can see what is ahead for Daniel Chick. Makes great contact with it. Not quite enough to carry it to the line. Crawford! Great thinking. But not a great result. Well, they're celebrating a goal. The goal umpire has put up one finger. Everyone's a bit confused. The boundary umpire,
I think it's a goal.
says, I think it's a goal. Well,
I think they overruled him in the end.
He didn't do the annulment, which is crossing the flags, which we saw last week in Brisbane.
Yeah, but he hadn't waved the flag, so it's only when the flags are waved that you cross.
It's a goal, isn't it?
Well, it's certainly a goal.
He's been controversial, that goal umpire, this quarter. He's had the spotlight on him.
Isn't it sensible that if
Yes.
the right decision's been made?
Yep.
I'm not sure if it nicked the post. Maybe that was what the query was.
Capuano now on the ruck there, boys.
Right, well for the left-hand side of the screen. As you said, he was straddling the line on the left.
So as Dipper's told us, Capuano on the ball. Bill gets to kick forward. Hawthorn within 3 goals here. Hey, gee, that's trademark, and bursts away. But he's a bit up and under the centre half forward. Holland's been marking most things here. Belted away at the back, front and square Crawford. That's okay, they won't mind that, the Hawks. They've got it forward. They are making a move, aren't they?
They are. They're 1 goal off, I would say, making the Kangaroos think, is it starting to turn on us? But look, Kangaroos got the running at the moment. 20 points is a nice buffer with 5 minutes left, Kings at half-time.
Barker, Crawford looking for a free kick. Bell, who's been terrific. Back to Capuano. Blakey squeezes one out, and Harvey's away.
Well, it's so often been their trademark in recent years, the Kangaroos, the last 4 or 5 minutes of a quarter. Can they respond here? Harvey going for a Sunday stroll. Hawks have got lots of numbers back inside 50, so he's still looking up and seeing Hawthorn jumpers. Finally goes for Shoal, and Capuano from the side. He's pretty happy about it.
That's a big effort. He made a big play in defence just 50 seconds ago.
Well, he was very patient, wasn't he?
He's fresh. He's run down. I actually thought, who was the second Kangaroo player coming in? Shoal. He was a mismatch on Johnson. I thought he was the man, but he just followed it through, and good solid pair of hands there.
Well, he's had a pretty indifferent year, Matthew Capuano. Played 12 games, had a few injury problems, spent some time in the VFL, kicked just 4 goals. This is an important steadier for the Kangaroos, and he's done the job.
Harvey got forward of the pack. They're still playing the same way. And that run, he's
used it, hasn't he?
Oh, he's covered some ground. Hasn't he covered some ground in this quarter with his bouncing? And again, 3, watching 4 times, 5 times. He doesn't really need to bounce that many. 6, comes back inside, slips. 7. Oh, most blokes would have covered the length of the ground if you'd had 7 bounces.
Playing to instruction, aren't they?
Well, that mark and goal is going to make you feel a whole lot better, Capuano. Some breathing space again here for the Kangaroos. Out to 4.5 goals. So he runs hard, Capuano, and gets over Thompson. Look away handball was good from Simpson to Stevens. Out wide, good kick. And Harvey has been so important. Just outside 50.
There's space in the pocket to the near side.
And goes in short, and got him to Grant. Had a lot of shots for goal tonight, Shannon Grant. This will be
his last 2, actually, Bruce.
Got his first 3, didn't he?
Yeah.
He'd only kicked 9 goals in the last 12 matches going in. I mean, he had dried up a bit. He's a 40-goal-a-year man when he's really firing. So could this be a 4th goal in the opening half? Can it come back? I don't think so. He sprayed it away, so he's kicked 3-3.
Positionally, Dennis Pagan's been fantastic. Last week they saw that Shannon Grant on Mark McCurry in the back pocket for an early stage of the game really hurt them. He's obviously played him to his strength tonight and had him up forward. Barely 10, that one.
27 points the margin. 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Hawks going very short. Tallis. Another short on in Barry Young if he wants him, but now he's switching play. Pretty well-placed kick. Johnson, quick to look up and try and kick the thing out and get it moving. Does just that. So often Mark Graham is the man who gets loose on the way out. Holland presented himself. Pachoni on the ground. Did well in the end with his handball. Holland goes long. Parker is clear. And Capuano. Touch of the McKernans from a couple of weeks ago. Really pumped up. Byron Bickett just gets out of trouble. Although he's made life pretty tough for Johnny Blakey. That's the way he usually likes it. Bell sits for him and he went hard at it. Stevens crunched head down. Put his head down and got in and out of trouble. King, he's trying to take them on as he usually does. Bad bounce for Harvey. Pachoni looked around, saw mainly Kangaroos. Chick had to kick quickly. He did, but poorly. And Byron Pickett again, who's playing a pretty good game. 9 possessions, 3 marks, and of course that memorable goal.
And comes short to Stevens at half-back. Down the line to Harvey, whose running has been a problem for the Hawks in this quarter. Will he take his man on? Centres the ball into the hot spot. And McKernan just too big for Graham. Will he play on? No, he had Abraham running.
Even Harvey just sucked back too. He's just out wide. Just just to write a screen there.
Well, this would really give the whole team a lift, wouldn't it? If McKernan can bang it through. Give them a 5-goal break deep into the second quarter. Good angle at the back. Gets underneath it. It's not going to be a goal. Oh, big fly. Was it through from behind, I think.
Rawlins has gone to pick up Colbert right from the start. Now, with McKernan pushing forward, it exposes Mark Graham, who's a tall, rangy flanker on McKernan. You might almost be better saying, in the Hawthorn suit, swap Rawlins onto McKernan when he's forward and expect Mark Graham to take Colbert.
Rawlins to kick out. Oh, he really went for a low percentage one, but somehow it wobbled and got there. Young, penalised. Just took too long. It looked like he was mesmerised or something there, Barry Young.
Got it held to him a bit, but I think he said, almost thought, I'll stooge the umpire here. Watch this.
Great tackle.
No, that's a tackle all day long. Yeah, that's great decision.
Did he have prior opportunity?
Well, I reckon he had prior opportunity by way of fact that he's called for it, and he's in the controlling seat.
They've kicked 3 goals, 6 for the quarter, the Kangaroos. And really, they had have kicked straight up. This game could be over. A goal here, and it still might be. Oh, he did it hard, but did it well. And they get into Barry Young and let him know all about it. Carey and King.
There's a bit of history here. Remember the Bombers last year when Barry played for them in that big game on the Saturday?
And Carey comes over.
Kangaroos verbally assaulted Barry Young there, remembering that big game that he played against them with the Bombers last year, that where all sorts of things happened here. Capuano, this is a real danger point for Hawthorn. They've got to hold them up here because the Kangaroos have got a real fire in the belly and they've got momentum. Woods around the body. Simpson, big first half. Caught up. Cochrane, can they worry them out of it? To Pike. Capuano's had a good 5 minutes. Stops and props. We're inside the last minute of the first half. Could they take a mark? Is it McKernan? Front spot at the back. Hawthorn have got hands on it. Paccioni, they built him off it. Young pulled off it. Abraham waiting for it. Can't quite snare it. Good tackle by King. McKernan slaps it away. Graham gets it to Chick. Not far enough. Carey can't control it. Young gets a high tackle. Barry will like that.
Wayne won.
That's 50. Won't matter, the siren's gone. Bit of dissent there from Young at the end. He's pretty annoyed. Well, there's a lot of feeling there. Hawks have had some great third quarters this year. They need one here. A lot of pushing and shoving. That's in the Kangaroos goal square. But Rock goes forward for the Hawks. Wide to Crawford. Crawford and Pickett. He still hasn't quite taken control. It was good play by Pickett. Holland gets a high one, gets a free kick. He was just a little bit awkward there. McCartney, advantage given. No, it's going to come back to Dutchie.
Force having back on the ground there, and we'll probably see his right ankle there taped up.
Chick short, isn't he, and forward. And Holland's going to go to Chick now. Can he take a big one? Yes! He went early and he hung.
Just like the ones you practice in the backyard as a kid, wasn't it, really? Just get your brother to stand in front of you and let you jump on him.
Yeah. He gave Pike a bit of a shove in the head, didn't he?
Yeah.
Put the foot on the crank wine handle of the Hills hoist. And you just hang up there and mark the pretend one coming through the air. We've all done it. I think you did a bit more than most, Blighty.
I was going to say, I don't know about Hutto, but speak for yourself, you two fellas. Chick from about 48 metres, not going to come back. It's not even going to make it, but coming back is Dixon, who last week was quiet in the first half and had a pretty good second half. They need 2 or 3 out of him like they got last week.
Now, they're not boxing him in here. He'll just run out onto the left and screw it back.
And he does.
Oh, he's missed.
He looks like he's missed it.
didn't hook it back hard. He just went for too much elevation there. Well, that's similar to the first quarter. In the opening minutes, Hawthorn peppered away a bit and didn't get a return for it.
Just looked a little bit bemused by it all. Dixon, the look on his face then didn't look all that sure of what he was going to do. Pickett is. He's going to go out wide. There's plenty of Hawks there if they can bring it to ground. Carey, of course, was the target. As I said, Hawthorn had the numbers, and now Barker a chance. Who's he going to pay? No one. Blakey thumped it away.
Well done,
Pike
Rouge.
couldn't handle it surely, though. Rouge right straight back into trouble. And gets away with it.
How good was Archer? Oh, he's copped one.
Yeah.
Oh, he was very brave then. He came back as hard as anyone's come back in the game.
Capuano, who was great towards the end of the first half. Pickett again got the kick away into the middle. King just didn't bounce for him. Baccioni with some space does the big U-turn and then sends it forward. Dixon wanted a free and won't get it.
Hey boys, someone coming off. He's not well. We thought he might have been okay, but he's coming off now. Thompson back on.
Stevens to Colbert at centre wing. They've got some space and some time here, the Kangaroos. Goes to centre half forward. McKernan in the front spot. Scholl read it pretty well and then shoves it forward. Well done, Leckis at the back to McCabe, who's had to backtrack back to Leckis. They're under the pump here, the Hawks. He can't get it too far. McKernan takes it. Now he's probably too far out. He can thump it. He's got underneath it. He's kicked it within about 20. Paccioni flies and takes a good mark in the end. An unlikely mark, to be truthful. In the front of the pack, comes out wide and gets it in short to Hay. The Hawks need the first goal, you'd reckon.
Hay, not much on offer for him.
They've done well here, the Roos. They're actually bottling it up and making them just kick down the line.
Thompson has the height advantage and uses it well over Cochrane.
He looks like Tex Perkins, Cochrane, doesn't he?
Trying to get away with it there, Daniel Chick.
Tex Perkins. Who's Tex Perkins?
I just think it bloody a little bit out of your league, mate.
Sorry, yeah.
Cruel
Blighty
C.
might have a couple of CDs at home, but no. Bell takes the mark, had a prolific first quarter. Had 15 for the night. Pike to centre half forward. Capuano again. Just looks to be moving freely and has that look in the eye as well. Into the pocket wasn't a great kick. McKernan had to fly against about 4 Hawks. Rawlings has gone for the boundary line, which I guess was the best option since out.
Gee, that was an easy give up by Barry Young by foot there. No pressure, balanced, hit the boot perfectly.
Gee, the Hawks have won 15 out of 23 third terms, and they've won just about every one in the last 2 months, about 8 out of 8. They do need a good third quarter here. They've got to erode this lead, probably take at least 3 goals off, you would think, to have a real fighting chance.
Rock by himself.
Burl, can Rock get there? He doesn't, and he overruns it, and Carey's onto it. Carey's kick, he tries a check side, and it was dangerous, and Rawlings was clever there because he knew it. He knew that the ball could bounce, and he got back. It's been a cameo performance by Carey. You feel it, he's incapable physically of playing a full game. He's going to have to do it in bits and pieces, isn't he?
He's not going at it in the air, Bruce, like we know he can. There's very little pack marking.
Graham to Chick on the wing, has got about 5 metres to spare. That's quickly being closed by Harvey. Screwed it back well though. Holland just too far out to score. Couple of leads was on, back into the square. Crawford should take it or leave it. Well, it didn't matter in the end. It's a goal, and what a kick it was.
He's been a wonderful player tonight, Nick Holland. And watching him peel off, Jason McCartney just tried to guess the kick. And when they're streaming down like that, I mean, you only have to beat one man as a defender. As we watch this kick from Nick Holland come in, Crawford really didn't need to do this. He might have accidentally hit it. Well, that could have been disaster.
Could have been.
So we're giving it to Holland the goal?
Certainly.
Yep.
One bloke who might be able to split it open and make a difference here, and he's had a little bit of it already in the third quarter with run, with physicalness, is Daniel Chick.
Well, it's set up for Hawthorn to come with them now, the Kangaroos.
Oh, well done, Dan.
Bell was terrific to Cochrane. Cochrane up and under, but he gets distance to fall forward. McKernan had a real chance there. Grant's handball out. Barry Young was held on to. King in the pocket, belted off it. Graham's got a little bit of time here. He's normally a good kick. He's in a bit of trouble. He kicks it out to Woods, and Woods did really well. He stood his ground and Bell went smack into him. Next goal is just so vital here. The Hawks making a little run, getting the first goal of this second half. Stevens back to Capuano. Capuano's chip kick to be won. McCabe, Bell, well read by Woods. He stole it. He gets away from Carey. He's on the burst.
He kicked it to a 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 contest. Should have done better with the decision-making, Dermot.
Once again, the foot skills coming forward, just hurt.
But they do look to suddenly have a bit of momentum back, the Hawks. The Kangaroos, though, with the footy, and that's the most important thing. Bell going into the pocket, squeezes up, Joel, Graham, Abraham, Tallis. Got a lot of players in support, just couldn't release it. Great fierce work by Abraham and Joel, and could have been rewarded. But no, when the ball over and out.
Gone for a bit of run now. Glenn Bowyer's come onto the ground at the expense of Anthony Rocky. Just chasing even Stevens, then he just showed he lacked a yard of pace on him.
So they pumped the Hawks, but Carey, can he just kick one like he did in the first quarter? Looking towards the squares. Colbert overwhelmed by numbers.
That's as good as you can do from that pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, that registers as a behind, even rushed at the end.
You talked about the cameo performance. If he had have kicked a goal then, it almost would have been enough to just about kill Hawthorn.
Crowed short to Young. He's had a miserable night so far. He'd like to do something positive here. He's kicking to the centre. It's only a 50-50 if that. Capuano did pretty well. Cochrane searching for it, finds it, getting a bit of it, runs to 52, loads it up, kicks it strongly and kicks a goal. Well, I reckon the big hook's got to come out for number 36.
He's been pretty ordinary coming forward, hasn't he? Just trying to... He just didn't sum it up, but that kid there, Cochrane, that's probably the highlight of his career so far. He's kicked a goal in a final. He's a relatively new player, only a small games tally to his name, and just takes the bit between the teeth. Good boy. Tex Perkins, he's back.
So, first goal of the year for Cochrane. What a time for it in his 10th game. Simpson a handball, quick kick going nowhere. Bowyer out to half forward. Hawks have to respond. Their captain Crawford hasn't really been in the middle tonight. He's been playing mainly up forward. Lays a good shepherd there. Woods again doesn't quite nail it with a kick. McCartney. Well, he ran into a wall of Hawks there. Wasn't going anywhere. But a great example of the way the Kangaroos have been playing tonight. Just fierce at the ball. First goal in the career for Stuart Cochrane. In fact, what a time for it. And I'm sure it would bring a huge smile to Dennis Pagan's face. A youngster developing through at the Kangaroos ranks. Bell taking it away and going forward. Hay, strong. So he had to be there against Carey. Can they find a path out of defence and into attack? Tough for Holland. He's been doing it pretty tough tonight. Been playing really well. Kick from Woods, centering one. Again, no Hawk really. Harford stayed down and decided to pass. And it was a pretty good effort in the end. Barker thinks about playing on. Now he does. Handballs to Harford, who deserved to kick a goal there. The Hawks are still hanging on.
I'd have to say the kick into Carey at half forward, he's really not putting his arms in the air, and bad decision then from Pike. It was just a simple mark, wasn't it? But he didn't really punch, he didn't do anything, just kept it in the area and obviously set up an easy goal. But it was really Carey I was watching. He gave no contest in the air at all, and that was a high ball, but no arms went up at anything.
There is Carey Malcolm. They're testing them, the Hawks, aren't they? They're having a real crack here.
Well, Bruce, the big hooks come out. Barry Young is off and Johnson on.
So 11-9 to 7-4. Thanks, Dipper. Bell has been terrific. To Capuano, 48 metres out. Goes to the goals. McKernan, Crowd, back to Tallis. Ball comes loose. Crowd gets it out to Hay. Breaks the tackle. Well done. bursts away, out to centre wing, not a good kick. Harvey should take it, he's got it, and then quickly plays on. He's running and bouncing, or damaging in the second quarter. Gets to about 65 metres. Oh, keeps it low and finds his man, and that's Colbert. This will test Colbert.
He's one of these kicks of the ball, Lee Colbert. They seemingly spin very, very quickly, and they just don't get the right purchase and distance.
Gee, that's a good low kick, isn't the percentages?
He's almost deliberately trying to draw the defence out every time he gets it, Harvey.
It's been excellent. And in fact, it just goes to show you, you can never mark a ball that's gone over your head, but you can always get one that's low.
Yep.
Colbert from about 50. Gets very close to the man on his mark. He'll be disappointed. Stevens, good tackling for him. Belted away by Leckers. Paccioni finds it. It's had a couple of good moments. Handball to Crode. Crode was flat-footed. The handball was behind. Terrible kick. Coughs it up.
Well, it's just been happening too often for Hawthorn out of defence. And this time, he gets Carey.
Read it very well, didn't he?
That's twice in a row, Dermot. Hay bombed it, and then that one, same result.
It's got to be somebody further down the ground, has to come up and make sure that if the quick ball comes out, there must be a contest at least.
It's amazing. It wasn't a great kick, that, wasn't it? Most poor kicks fall to forwards, and particularly good ones. They just read it quicker off the boot.
Yep, where the ball's dropping to. James Hurd's an absolute specialty at that. He reads the drop of the ball very well.
So Carey's game tonight, 10 possessions, 5 marks, and never a more important kick of the night than this one. Well, they're right back where they started, the Hawks. 12-9-81 to 7-4-46.
It's amazing how north of, well, I should say, I keep saying north, don't we? Kangaroos have come back. One's come from the kid, Cochrane, and one's come from their leading goal kicker of all time in Carey. I mean, it's his first goal to the leading goal kicker. Amazing.
I reckon you've sold Simpson a bit short there. I reckon he's half meant that to go into that zone. There was a vacant spine there.
Wayne Britton, who'll be with David Parker tomorrow when they take on the Lions, the Blues. The Carlton coach. Capuano wins it. Johnson has it taken away. So the Kangaroos have been able to get it out to 5.5 again. Holland terrific. The second man in line against Pickett. Now he can kick him outside 50. Just got held up a bit. He's kicked more goals outside 50 than anyone in the comp.
He's got Barker one out in the goal square. That's what he wants.
Could he go all the way?
Maybe.
Gets underneath it. It's not going to be a goal. It's going to land short. Some shoving, and Archer belts it away. Almost feel like Holland is going to have to kick 5 goals for the Hawks to win
In the second half, yep.
Well, he's going, he might.
He's just ripping them out of the air, isn't he?
It's a decision time, isn't it, really? If the scoreboard gets too close, I wonder if a Carey might go back on him.
Diving effort from Bell. Out of bounds.
We throw it. No. The one thing I reckon they're probably suffering as well with the fact that with Holland off the ground, Thompson doesn't give them the third forward option. Maybe it's time for someone like Crode to go forward if they can find a match-up down back to cover his man.
Holland, Chick, Kangaroos, Grant over the top. Johnson got it out. Chick just fashioned a kick sideways. Barker one-on-one with Blakey.
He's clever, isn't he?
And Blakey quick to lay off. And the Kangaroos bring it members side. Low kick from Bell is all right. Cochrane takes the mark and looks up. And he's got a loose man on the wing.
Kicks it pretty well again, doesn't he? And he's found his man in Grant. Abraham short inside. He won't go there now. Grant down the line. Good kick. Beautiful kick to Carey. It's outside 50. Very tight angle. Scholl going for him.
This is where the torpedo should be brought back into football right now. Let's unload and kick one.
Aim it over the point post.
Yeah.
Decides to go very short to a 2-on-2. Didn't come off. Leckers. Graham's got to find it. He does. Can't get the handball out. Terrific tackle by Scholl, who's competed very well in there. It's a ball up. Just feel at 12 goals to 7, if the Kangas get the next goal, it's almost out of reach. Hawthorn have got to stay firm here.
I remember saying that against Melbourne and Carlton last week. They had to kick 6 goals, Melbourne, to none. Guess what they did?
Not sure of Hawthorn and Melbourne.
No.
Out onto the wing, and again the clearing kick. Finds a Kangaroo.
Grant, little kick didn't go anywhere at all. Well done, Lekas. Been rushed, they've been under pressure, the Hawthorn defence, but hey, couple of sidesteps, releases Johnson. Can he get a good bounce? It was good enough. And just to get the handball back to Harford, he might go for a square. No, he goes to pass. And it was a good one. Barker just had a yard on Blakey and can go back and shoot.
A couple of times tonight he's found himself on the right-hand forward flank, and as we know, he struggled in the second quarter from a similar position on the other at the other end. He fades them across the face from here. Take a clever kick.
Harford's had 17 possessions tonight. 3 kicks in this quarter, but we're watching Johnny Barker. And boy, does he need this one. Oh, it just looked awkward off the boot. And it may not be Hawthorn's night. Barker, who was the hero last week, tonight has just scored the one behind. 12-9 to 7-6.
Didn't look like missing last week, did he?
No, it changes your action when you go to the other side of the ground. You swing left to right.
Chalice, the big flyer. Harvey. McKernan probably should have left it for him and then hacks it out of the air. Might be a good result. Culber's little handball, terrific to Simpson. Goes short to Scholl. Got him. It's a good mark.
Well, one of the problems here, Bruce, is that if Scholl kicks this, he's probably due, isn't he? I mean, he's had a few goes at it. You've got to kick 7 goals to win it.
Yep.
And the forward line currently at Hawthorn's end now doesn't look as though it's going to kick 7.
There's only one threat.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's had a couple of shots and a couple of behind Scholl, so he is a pretty good kick historically. He's competed well tonight, having a chance. Hasn't played a whole lot of footy this year. Getting very close to the end of his career. It's a strong kick, but it's not going to be a goal. So he's kicked 3 behind Scholl. And still they haven't put the Hawks away. Jason Dunstall on the left, who's a regular on Friday Night Footy, Gary Buckenara and Peter Schwab with Kelvin Moore. Very short to Woods.
Lining up for his 18th possession, Tony Woods.
And again, the path out of the fence where they hope to go. Dangerous, very dangerous for Chick. It's Grant and Johnson, who has worked pretty hard. Off the left, his kick was just a little high. Harvard had to work for it. Pike certainly making him earn it. In goes Bowyer, just tries to rip through, and he did get through. Dixon, again one-on-one battles ahead, and then a vacant square, and he just launches it high to a 50-50. Capuano, fist to the ball, was terrific stuff. Here's Stevens just fumbling it. Dixon again, this time his kick looked better. It was low, but what a steal from Simpson. Up, and away with a kick to Coleman over the top. Tallis bounced to his feet, could have kept on running. Instead he goes inboard as the Hawks try and attack with a lot of Kangaroos back in defence.
Holland's the target. Well done, McCartney.
Too high.
Free kick to Dutchy.
Yeah, he made... Well, Blighty, you called it early. He's not hitting the ball. He's just making Holland's body his target, and he just whacked him over the shoulder then.
So Holland goes short, pops it up, and he's found Thompson. He had a huge second half, didn't he, against Geelong. He is a goal kicker, and they need it.
David King coming off. Looks like he's just got a very sure ankle. He's hobbling off here.
Well, that's a bit of a blow, Dipper. That's a well way to kick by Holland. So Thompson straight in front. Scholl missed at the other end, a bit tougher, admittedly, further out. This to give Hawthorn still a good chance. Deep into the third quarter. It looks good. He's got it.
Die the Hawks. They're not making great inroads, but they won't die off. It's pretty encouraging long term for the Hawks supporters to see blokes like Tallis still chance their arm, come over the top and take marks like that, and the fact that they still are in there having a go when they're all night have been 4 to 6 goals down.
Margin 28, Thompson's second goal. He was great in the last quarter last time these two sides played. Cochrane has just done a couple of lovely things. Stevens had to be quick. Kick didn't really go anywhere except it went where Lang, who's just on the ground. Abraham, a lot of Hawthorn players around him.
touches the ball to ground and laconically off the left boot, put it around the corner, still in the danger area. Chick, handballed it, Rawlings. Oh, they're just a bit hesitant, Hawthorn. They've been hesitant all night in that area, and they've really given the Kangaroos some chances. Johnson kicked blindly, was okay. Crowd paddled it and they've got out of it. Bowyer, can he use it well? Through centre half, back to centre half forward. High kick, no one can take it. Hitting the ground, Archer first to his feet. Getting back, Pike. They're under a bit of pressure now. Loose ball. Archer, he's going to be under pressure. Went to ground. Crawford. Great stuff by the skipper. Just couldn't cap it off. And it's 27 points.
Gee, they were on over the top, weren't they, for the handball? I mean, Crawford's adrenaline would have been flowing so much. Terrific signs for Hawthorn here, though. Wonderful play. He had loose men. I guess he was entitled to go for it.
Right decision, because that player was then going to meet traffic on the other side. Barker, good body grab.
Barker waits it, floats it. Chick, I think it was meant for Dixon and never got to him. Oh, McKernan bounced it. He did get away with it, only to Leckers. They're panicky at the moment, the Roos. Leckers banks it to full forward and Dixon's marked it, and the Hawks are making a move.
Well, that's two moves McKernan's done. One on Thompson, not guarding him up as a defender, and then getting clear and taking a bounce in one step. Shows the panic of a guy who hadn't played much in defence.
Well, Dixon...
He's lucky to get away with it too. Yeah. I thought the umpire was very lenient.
Dixon's kicked goals in 19 of the 22 matches he's played this year. He hasn't kicked a goal tonight. They must get a goal out of this. And if they do, it'll be the closest they've been since about the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. Dixon in front of goal and puts it home. The Hawks are closing.
Well, they've got to this stage before, and of course we all know what happened there. North have come back late in the quarter and kicked a couple of goals at the end, so it's a really big time here. So you don't take a bounce after one step. It was probably holding the ball up.
It's frustrating that when you see players do that. I mean, get your 15 metres in.
So, 12-10 to 9-7. Kangaroos, suddenly they've got the pressure on. Out of the middle, Capuano, stolen by Woods. Hawks up and about to centre half forward. Byron Pickett, been great all night. Let's see how the decision-making is now in defence under the same pressure that they've been applying to Hawthorn all night. Maybe not so good. Byron Pickett took a long time. Got rid of it, though, just in time. Makepeace on the ground, replacing Scholl. Cochrane's been good, gets it wide. Shannon Grant, momentum with Hawks. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Kangaroos would dearly love to get one here. Stevens' kick is low. Wasn't as good as he would have liked. Charging through Rawlings. Gets it towards the boundary line. McCabe ran straight into trouble. Harford looking for the boundary line. And they get it over and out. And they'd be happy with that under the circumstances.
Should have scored there, the Kangaroos.
Yeah. Tony,
I think we'll see... Sorry, Mugger. I don't think we'll see David King come back on the ground. He's got a very bad corked left thigh there. So the bench is only down to Scholl and Burton. Of course, Motlop off as well.
Thanks, touches this quarter for Tony Woods too, and a lot of them will come out in the middle of the ground.
Johnson, what a promising player he is. Kicks the ball to centre wing, the one-on-one important. Thompson did pretty well, but Makepeace was there. He's got some time, then delivers with a high one to fall forward. Big fly at the back, Rawlings. Whitty should kick it, running out of ideas. Gets it to Colbert, left foot, couldn't get the goal. Harford back turn, little give, it's snared. Colbert searches for it, Harford gets it out, belts it out in the end to Rawlings. Rawlings gets it to Hay, unloads shabbily, doesn't get it far enough. Bell on the burst.
Again, their disposal out of defence could be costly. High one, who's going to leap? They all did. Who's down? Free kick going Hawthorn's way. Gee, they all just flew. Hammer and tong. Great finals pressure. Last minute and a half of the third quarter. Rawlings down the middle. This is where their problem's been. Trying to get it out of defence. And Abraham takes the mark.
He's done that on a few occasions this year, Jade Rawlings. He's tried to bite off a bit too much by foot down the middle.
Could nearly kick this, couldn't he?
Oh, well done by Simpson. He's just provided the screen there, protection for Winston Abraham. Well, he can go the journey.
Yep.
He's got the right.
We've seen him kick big goals from here in the past. Margin 21 points. It's a momentum thing. This would really hurt the Hawks close to three-quarter time. It's a big kick, distance covered, no worries. But again, the accuracy just not there.
Gee, Malcolm have missed a lot of set shots, haven't they?
Yes, they have, Bruce. Yeah.
I've asked David King to run flat out down here on the boundary line. A message from Pagan, they want to see him make sure he can stride out before he comes back on the ground.
So Rawlings to himself and then very, very wide. Was looking for Hay. Well done, Thompson, who's lifting a bit. To Hay, to Bowyer, there's a chance. Crawford's running hard, he's away from Pickett. Bowyer looks up now. He's got a couple of shorties, comes across the ground. Holland's the target. Oh, he takes 3 men out. Johnson bangs it forward, Kangaroo style, but it's very wide. Barker, Crawford, Barker's searching for it at half forward. They've lost a lot of ground. Barker's little handball is a terrific tackle by Stevens to Crawford. He's got players everywhere. Goes in short, finds Harford. No, he doesn't find Harford. It's a big turnover here. Cochran's playing the best match he's ever played to Pickett. And it's three-quarter time. Gee, there's McCartney and Holland. This game is far from over. The Hawks were able to take it from 34 to 22. They got 2 goals out of it. The Kangaroos have led all night. At this stage, it's 12-11 to 9-7. Term here, and the final term for one of these teams in 2000. The Kangaroos have led all night. Their lead is down to 22 points. Bell out of the centre, straight to Bowyer.
Kangaroos are playing a 7-man forward line, so they're not willing to give Hawthorn easy possession in their back line.
It's called to play on here, Hay. Abraham, free kick. Is it 50? Gee, that's
rough, isn't it?
Had a couple of stiff ones tonight, the Hawks, but no, well, it's not going to affect the game.
Abraham to the pocket. Graham there with King, who has come onto the ground. They're trying to get something out of David King, and Bowyer's taken the mark.
Hello, don't look at me like that. If you want to hang your hat on poor decisions and the reason why you lose, you're never really going to get anywhere, mate.
Well, so you think umpiring decisions don't affect the game? I'll disagree with you.
They can.
Bowyer gets it outside 50, almost a centre wing. Good mark, McCartney on Holland that time. They had some words going into three-quarter time, these two.
So McCartney, who's had the tough one on Holland all night, he really does bomb that one away. Colbert, oh, he had eyes for the footy, everything but take the mark. Good handball it was. They released Johnson. It was a little bit ambitious, but it was just what they needed. Leckis, Rawlings, short, and that's okay.
They can get him in the corridor. The Hawks have got numbers.
Leckis to centre half forward, nothing really there unless Chick. Oh, he took it on the second bite. Did well to get to the contest in the end. And he has a loose man, and guess who? Nick Holland, who'd been on the mark for Jason McCartney, sprinted down and he will have a shot.
Well, McCartney's done very well running the other end, at least catching that one on the kick in, but he doesn't have the aerobic capacity that this bloke does. I really have struggled to see any key forward in the comp. Maybe you'd have to go back to Carey early 90s to see as hard a worker as Nick Holland. I mean, the beeline he made down back, well, McCartney's got mixed up and tied up there and stayed down, but the way he ran back down the line there, he's already got time to turn around and face it.
He starts it out left, but it is coming back with his traditional swing. 3 goals to Nick Holland. What a performance.
Kid Brett Johnson was very, very important in the setup coming from the back line as well. Leckis taking the bit between the teeth. And he collides with his own player there, McCartney. That's why he couldn't get back to Nick Holland. This is alive.
Peter Schwab there. Holland's kicked 3. The Hawks have kicked the last 3. 2 wonderful handballs too in that build-up. Down back, and Piccioni releasing as well to get it into the corridor. The Hawks are coming home very hard here. Harford to Piccioni. Smothered off the boot. Johnson's been pretty good. So is Cochrane. 2 youngsters. Goes back to Pike. Pike measures the kick to centre half forward. Pushed underneath was McKernan. And Graham takes the mark. Playing as a sweeper, gets it out wide.
big problem here in their forward line now. If the ball gets behind, Hawthorn are just going to run it out. I think they should go more traditional, North. They've tried that surprise tactic early with the chipping and all that. Just need to open up their forward line, make it traditional.
Well, the Hawks are starting to run with a bit more purpose. Johnson on the wing has been really good since he's come on. 10 possessions for young Brett Johnson.
Got to go to Barker, he's made space.
And that's where he goes. Archer, the third man in, takes the mark, uncontested in the end.
Kick just made him prop there. It had to be directed up earlier by Johnson, so it hit him while he was on the move.
12-11 to 10-7 onto the wing. All Hawthorn and Thompson strong, looking to get it off, looking to keep the momentum going. Johnson again to centre half forward. Crawford waits down, pick it up and pick it down. But he's everywhere. And his releasing kick onto the wing is pretty good. Harvey went off the ground. Hawks had numbers ahead. But here's Bowyer. Has to be sure with the hands. They had the extra man and they can use it.
King's
Holland
wounded.
goes to McCabe.
King's wounded, Bruce.
Yeah, King's in trouble. Pickett was terrific there.
Nick Holland's in trouble too, boys. He's just called for the bench. We'll see Barry Gamble run out to Nick Holland now.
Pickett short to McCartney. So keep an eye on them, Dipper, King and Holland. We know that King was in trouble. G. Simpson's wobbly one. Really stretches Carey. He's pretty clever in this situation, but he's gone. He had it for a while. Back to Grant. Centering ball. Mark taken by Crow. Look to play on, called to play on, swings it dangerously. Harford, he had to get rid of it in a hurry. Back to Rawlings, slaps it out. It needs a brave player here. Abraham runs into Tallis. Tallis pushes forward. Woods, Winnie was terrific. Lang's check side, interesting to centre half forward. Mark taken by Crow. The Hawks have got a real chance here.
They have. They're putting a lot of pressure on the Kangaroos, and it will be interesting to see how they can respond. A couple down injured. The kick to half forward Pike, pretty good. Onto the wing though. Hawks still with numbers. McCabe goes again. No one really to release it to. Woods can just kick it off the ground. He had Bowyer ahead of him. Didn't get it to him, and Archer was fantastic. And on the rebound, there's Kangaroos everywhere. Harvey gets to about 50, and then he'll have to either go for home or go short. He goes short. And it's a good kick. And it's Carey.
I was just about to say, it's almost like Carey's going to have to kick a goal, but put him one out in the goal square, move everybody else up the ground and just see what happens.
Woods has come off. He's been very good at winning the ball, but how good was Archer? I mean, all he needed to do was get a toe poke on that Woodsy, and the physical pressure from Archer kept it in the area and then able to regather and pump it forward.
Also, David King's come off the ground and Makepeace is on for the Kangaroos.
Well, they've kicked 6 goals, 10 since quarter time. Now is the time to be accurate, Wayne. Well, it sits up and it is not accurate.
Anthony, Nick Collins pushed full forward. Looks like he's got a calf problem there. So that's why they put him right in the goal square there. So keep an eye on him when the ball goes up there.
You're seeing David King as well, Dipper. Gee, it's frenetic, isn't it? It's low scoring, it's tight, it's tough, it's exciting. It's a great finals match, it really is. The kick's outside 50, Hay front spot, dishes it out. Gee, Hawthorn unlucky there. Cochrane, I thought the probe was held up. Bell runs inside 50, hooks it back in. Johnson has been wonderful. He came in tonight for Chris Barlow. It'll be a long time before they leave him out again, this kid. Chick didn't take the mark. Abraham, can he find it? Rawlings, last man standing, free kick surely. Free kick to Rawlings. Front on belted.
Did well then, didn't he, Rawlings?
Well, there you see why Carey is only half potent. Normally he'd have just jumped up, arched the back, and Rawlings wouldn't have had any hope of getting that one. Chick's got to turn around here.
So the Hawks are a real chance. They just have to take it. They have to take their chances. Kangaroos have been inaccurate, and the Hawks have worked themselves into the game. They've got momentum, but can they convert enough? Can they be precise and not make turnovers like that? Simpson, who was fantastic early, gets it forward. He's had 22 possessions. McKernan from 50. Corey McKernan!
Well, amazingly, their last goal was at the 12-minute mark of the third quarter, and they led by 35 points. As we watch an injury there at Daniel Harford in the hands of the trainers. And McKernan can go underneath balls, particularly at night footy. He does get underneath a lot of balls. His timing's not always great, but his recovery was terrific then. And he just unloaded. And a very handy goal indeed.
Big goal by McKernan, and as Malcolm said, it's been a long time since their last goal. Harvard's picked himself up. So the Kangaroos get a little bit of breathing space. It makes it really hard for the Hawks now. It goes back to McCabe. Smother was terrific from Harvey. And then Grant belts it forward to about 50. They have to stand their ground, and Bowyer did well. Simpson on hands and knees. Well done to Makepeace. Clever handball. It sits up. Lang's onto it. Goes for goal and misses. If they get 2 more goals, they win for sure, the Kangaroos. 1 more almost puts them out of reach. It's a 4-goal game.
Very short on the way out. Rawlings. The next one's going to be tough.
Good sign for the Roos is that Hawthorn's lifted their intensity and the Roos have gone with them.
Oh, well done, Stevens. Created the chance, and it might just about be all over now. Four goals for Shannon Grant.
Was it a free kick or not? Daniel Chick's gone over to the umpire and given him a nice serve.
Didn't look like it.
He did it as clean as you could possibly do coming from the front. A big goal.
Kick 2 in a couple of minutes. Turnovers. Well, that's a dirty word, isn't it? For the Hawks.
Yeah, Johnny Barker once again.
Harford. Surely the Kangaroos from here. Can Hawthorn make another little burst? Chick's kick, clever. Thompson, it just doesn't bounce. He finds it eventually to Pachone. Should go over the top. He does. Smith's a good kick. He runs inside. He gets to 40. He loads it up and he hooks it. In the end, it was not a hard shot. It's a 5-goal game. It feels closer, but it is a 5-goal game.
That's what faces Byron Pickett. I think he'll play pretty safe here.
Well, the Kangaroos, 29 points in front. And they'll be into another preliminary final if they can hold on. I think that makes it 7 in a row. Capuano from the side, which is a mighty effort. Lang. Now Grant, wobbly one. Hay, Carey, still Carey. This will just about make a certainty of it. Winston Abraham. Well, they have been very inaccurate in front of goal.
He's hit the wrong side of the ball there,
Yeah.
Winnie.
Well, if you turn the ball, and all they had to do was kick a little drop punt round the corner,
Yep.
really.
The thing is, too many players are not accepting of the fact that if you kick the drop punt, you'll end up falling over. You kick the goal, but you'll fall over. And they just want to lay it across the body and keep their feet. Kick the goal, I reckon, and suffer the ground.
Official attendance tonight, 50,027. It's about as good as I think the AFL were hoping for. So it's a pretty good turnout. Thompson, good mark. But the Hawks need a mark at centre-half forward or full forward now.
They've suffered since Nick Holland went back to full forward, as Dipper pointed out. The Barker turnover was due to that. Nobody knew where to run to.
Crowed, one hand unfortunately, and then Pike finds some space and then goes long to centre-half forward. Carey's a charge. He's got it.
Jonathan Hay let him run through then. He just looked like he said to himself, well, he can't jump. I'll sum it up. If you see the replay, and the King jumped and hurt himself. Watch Hay, he just lets it, and he's going to come out the back here. But I tell you what, in the clinch, he just has it going, he'll turn it on for you.
Still wasn't a real overhead mark. It was out in front, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was a great lesson for Jonathan Hay. If your man goes,
You go.
You go. It's a simple rule in footy. Forward goes, defender goes.
Not a good sight for the Hawthorn fans. Mick Holland coming off the ground. Playing a marvellous game tonight.
He sure has. Well, he's hurt, Carey. He's certainly hurting, but he could put them home, you'd reckon, and he does. As he has done so often in the last 8 years under Dennis Pagan. And doesn't every picture tell a story? Carey kicks his third. Holland's sitting down. And surely the Kangaroos are home. It's been a pretty good return, Malcolm, out of Carey. I mean, it's about as much as you could really have hoped for.
Oh, I would have thought a goal a quarter would have been an excellent result. He's not far off that.
Yep.
So it looks as if it's to be a repeat of 98 in the preliminary final. The Kangaroos in Melbourne. Paul Salmon, probably his last 10 or 15 minutes as an AFL player, and sad to see that will be on the bench after he was injured early. Woods gets them inside 50. Crow jumper. Oh, Mark. McCartney saying he was holding my jumper. Crow now playing as a key forward.
He's a pretty powerful kid, Trent. And he moves McCartney backwards then as he guards the drop zone of the ball.
So he's had a fair bit of the ball tonight, Trent Crow. But has not had an enormous impact. That's a goal. So, 10 full minutes remaining. And I guess technically still a chance.
Yeah, it's a low percentage thing that he's doing, trying to mark one-handed in any position on the ground. It's very low percentage. That one's stuck, and he's got a goal for it. But he's going to need a lot more than that, isn't it? I mean, it's still. I mean, it is not impossible, is it?
Well,
Two quick goals.
Kid Johnson keeps getting it.
Yeah.
You know, you'd just about be inclined now to sweat on that kid and stop him winning the ball. Woodsy's back in there, just relying, hoping he can get a centre bounce clearance here.
It's 15-13 to 11-8. Thompson, Harford to Woods, straightens up, off the side a bit, front spot Crow, doesn't take it, needs a handball, gets a little left footer. If it sits, Johnson is a left footer. Can he get a handball to Dixon? Terrific Archer, back to Johnson, comes out, Woods, scrapping, here's a goal. Still a chance, Crawford kicks it, they're not dead.
Well, this is, look, if the Hawks go down, which they probably will, although there's 9.5 minutes left, I mean, you put your Hawthorn hat on, this is just gladdening that a group of kids are just still chipping away and having a go late in the quarter. This kid's going to be a good player, Johnson.
Well, I wonder how Dutchy is. I might bring him back.
I'll strap him up. The magic strap. I don't think there's any time for a shot of xylocaine to take effect at the moment. He's thinking about it, though.
Big play, this.
Centre breaks are important, aren't they?
Yeah, big play, this.
Well, they've kicked the last two.
Oh, Billy.
Grant to centre half forward. Bowyer, all of a sudden there was Kangaroos everywhere. Just got rid of it in time. No, he didn't.
Well, that's one I'd say he didn't really have maybe enough prior opportunity, but the tackle stuck.
Oh, they come leading out. Carey not able to take it. Did he keep it in? He did. Grant didn't. I'd like to have another look at that tackle.
He was besieged, the poor little fella, anyway.
He did have he had a fraction of time, didn't he? And he didn't get armed the ball and
that's a
didn't
drop.
make an effort, did he?
Yeah, it's all in the umpire's interpretation of how much time prior.
So, margin, 23 points. 9 minutes of actual playing time remaining. A good scrap for the ball. And the Hawks are merging. Chick got it moving. Now it's Johnson again. What a game he's playing. What a kick. Oh, it was too good. Bounced off Harvard's chest. Still they go forward. But Johnny's kick went nowhere, though. All Kangaroos. They'll have to fight hard, though. Dixon arrived late on the scene. McCartney, still McCartney. They just had the extra player.
I didn't hear the whistle. It actually was a free kick.
Well, they took the advantage.
Yeah, the whistle was there, Dermot.
Yeah.
Bell gets it in from Archer.
To the rubber guts of Harford wasn't good either. He'd have preferred the ball in his hands with a little bit of time.
Cochrane at half-back.
They're just slowing it now, aren't they, the Kangaroos?
Goes long. Kicking to McKernan. Burton getting back with those big arms of his. Lang and also Leckers. Simpson belts it forward on his wrong side. The Hawks have numbers. Bouncing ball. Winnie tries to make it talk for him. Colbert Now Tallis, boundary throw in.
They're trying everything to get Nick Holland up and running here. We've got the last, 6 or 7 minutes, maybe risk him.
Desperate measures for desperate times, Dipper. 35-40 metres from the Kangaroos' goal. One thing's for certain, if they get a goal out of this, they'll win. Winston Abraham hooks it back. It's right there to the front of the square. Carey can't quite take it. And Johnson, we are seeing the start of a great career, I think. Out to Pachoni.
And he's got Crawford on if he can just get in the ball. Handball and Crawford away. Lots of space, lots of time. He used it all up and he got the kick away. Joel Smith always looks like he's a good player and can glide. But now he goes off the left and kept it wide. Dixon not there, Crowd. And it's not quite out. And McCartney kept it alive. And Makepeace can run and just gets his man, Stevens.
Just headless up there without Nick Holland, that forward thrust.
He's coming very wide and
good play.
Yeah, went backwards because he had the man. And that's again good use of the footy. Harvey with the mark as the Kangaroos launching something, but certainly using all the time up that they need to get the ball forward.
And then Harvey goes long to fall forward. Carey gives Colbert gives a free kick away, I reckon. Big shove, the advantage given. So out of the back comes Lekas. Got to get a goal every time they go forward now, the Hawks. Bowyer, he was searching. Dixon, can he break a line? Goes onto the right, chicks a chance. Front spot, got to get it on. It's a one-out situation. Barker goes, good kick, got him. Rather Crowd, I should say. Kicks this, it tightens, doesn't it?
He was good, the boy, wasn't he, Bear?
Yeah, that's pretty good, that.
He just saw it at the end, then protected, but he...
a bit.
And Arts was never really going to make the ball the sole focus, as, well, it's a final. You do a bit on the body of the opposition. What, Malcolm?
No, it's fine.
So Crowd going forward, can he kick his second goal in the final term? It's good. Hawthorn are coming home again. There's enough time to kick 3 goals.
Gee, the kid Johnson has been impressive in this last quarter. He has had a stack of it, and Bowyer, all the kids just having a real dig here. And the young Trent Crowd after Daniel Chick.
Johnson's had 9 possessions in the last quarter.
That's been a star, isn't it?
Amazing stuff. So, 5.5 minutes. The equation for Hawthorn is to get 3 goals without the Kangaroos getting any.
Holland's up on the Hawthorn bench.
And Colbert on the bench now, and Scholl's gone back to full forward.
All hands on deck for the Kangaroos, all available hands. Bell just got run down. He got boot to ball though. Important possession to be won here. Simpson dragged it in, dragged it under, and was just a little bit lucky. Just a little bit. Probably the right decision.
I reckon they're going to risk Holland there, Dermot. He's just been taped up here, and he's coming back on, I'd say.
Well, he's got 7 months to recover. Although he's probably playing in the Irish series. I'm not sure. The ball 40 out. Over the top, Bell. Cochrane. Pachoni, who's been pretty good. Working hard. Harvey. Scholl. Put the head down. The handball forward. Oh, Winston Abraham can end it all here and now. Took the time to steady, the time to look back and to make the most of it. And the Kangaroos are there now. Yeah, baby.
Well, there were many opportunities in that, and sometimes luck's a fortune, and the ball just fell Winston's way, and he had enough poise. I don't think he's kicked as well tonight as I've seen him in some other games, but there it is. He's pinched it, just had poise, came round and just snuck it in.
13 possessions to him, Malcolm.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of great goals now.
Blood, he's only kicked over 2 goals once this year in any match. He actually hasn't been a big goal kicker this year. But, geez, kicked 2 sensational goals tonight. Well, Thompson out of the centre. Crowd has been the man of the last quarter. The belt at the back, Pike in the front spot. Crowd with that strong body. Pickett lets it roll over. Still the Hawks keep coming, but the Kangaroos have had the answers. They're going to get there. 40 metres out from Hawthorn's goal. Blakey, lock onto him. Couple of veterans together. Cochran can't quite find it. Pike does. Kept it in. It ricochets away from Stevens for a boundary throw.
It's interesting, Bruce, isn't it? The stats in first quarters. I mean, they're actually North now, or Kangaroos lead by as much as they led at quarter time. You know, 70% of games roughly.
Yeah.
Won. That initial break, that initial burst, that get the momentum going.
Yeah, you're 23 points in, Malcolm, and it's exactly the margin. Piccioni pushing forward, the kick off the ground, and it's a behind.
So they've made inroads.
One lousy point after all that sweat and blood, eh?
Well, it's the same score at three-quarter time, to be honest. It's 22 points.
So the last 4 minutes of actual play, and the Kangaroos will be in no hurry. That is for sure. The Hawks will try and make them play on and try and create opportunities. Rowe did that very well then. Chick squeezes it off. How did he manage that? Oh, he hit it just right.
He has kicked the Gary Ablett reverse torque there, I reckon. And belly going off, and I reckon well within his rights to as well. I'm not quite sure that he moved off the line. He's turned inside, but he didn't actually really take that pace. Let's have a look at Chick. He's kicked the reverse torque.
Clever goal. Gee, I keep saying at the centre bounce, it's all over, but there's 4 minutes to go. It's a 2.5, 3-goal game. They need 3 goals unanswered in almost 4 minutes.
Johnson? Oh, he's been great, Bell, hasn't he?
Burton belts forward, only as to Bell and only as far as Bowyer. They're still coming, the Hawks. Out wide to McCabe. Good mark. And then comes inside and comes inside again and then squeezes to centre half forward as it got the legs. Front spot, good mark, McCartney.
Play on touch, Bruce.
It was a touch, okay. Good call, Blighty, and a good result for Hawthorn. Can they set something up here from the bounce?
Well, they've got to kick a goal a minute. We've seen some remarkable finishes this year when goals have been scored quickly. So we better not say anything too much yet. Kangaroos will be happy with that, just to let it scrap. Clock counts down. Now the umpire blows time on.
A little bit of gamesmanship here. Like that, Woodsy's all over Byron Pickett. You're worth doing that to see if he'll give away a free kick.
See if he can sack one, yeah.
Chick, can he pluck another one out of the air? Into the square. Good fist, McCartney. His best player of the night there, Jason McCartney. Daniel Chick, 21 possessions, 7 marks, 5 tackles. And one freakish goal.
McCartney thought he was going to kick it in there, but Byron Pickett said, no, I'll be trusted with that right about now, thanks.
Short to Stevens. Has a run. Precious seconds ticking away every time for the Kangaroos. Shoal front spot. Well done, Barker. Hasn't had a great night. Decides to go long to the pocket. Good choice. Crowe's been important in the last quarter.
Well, he's got them out the back, way out the back, but he won't reach them. Jade Rawlings has run down. There he is, top of the screen, and just been manned up by Big McKernan now, who labours his way down.
Could he kick it, Dermot?
He actually has a bit of left to right about him too, the way he naturally strikes the ball. And he does give it a ride, but he's a bit wayward.
Could Crowe kick his third in the last term? It's not going to come back. They need to mark the Hawks.
Fair
not
over.
there. Ball comes to ground. Chance, goal. It's a goal. Rawlings has kicked a goal.
If they don't lie down.
Gee.
Gotta say, they're probably going to go down, the Hawks. They're inside 2 minutes, and as an old Hawthorn man, even though they're getting beaten, this is making me proud as punch that they're just having a real dip all the way out. And the Kangaroos, experienced final performers, trying to tighten it up, but they're just running out of legs.
It's a great effort by Rawlings. Second, third efforts.
Burton off, Colbert on. We've written them off about 3 or 4 times, but now 9 points the difference, 2 minutes to suddenly get into the preliminary final, and Thompson's been really competitive in the middle. Here comes Leckers, McCabe, desperate stuff though by Archer. Harvey got the Kangaroos forward. Hawks need something heroic because Abraham, Bell,
just trying to while away the time, carry it forward, make sure of every possession. Anthony Stevens turned it around right into the square. Good spoil. Piccioni did well, tapped it away. So now the Hawks, a minute 20 on the clock, and it's Joel Smith, not sure what to do with it. Going for a bounce. Oh dear, oh dear. That might be it.
Had to take a risk. Perhaps it wasn't the best option, but you'd like him to take a risk and have a go at it.
I couldn't agree more, David. I mean, you were never going to win the game by just holding it up. You had to quickly get it forward. The only thing I thought he might have done was just come back. You know, when someone's chasing, just stop on thruppets and turn back.
Well, he's on railway tracks, Corey McKernan, the way he runs.
Yeah.
It's a good chase by McKernan.
Oh, yeah.
He dug deep.
Archer in the middle of that last bounce was just sensational.
He
put his whole body right where it would have hurt.
He's had some Norm Smith moments tonight, Archer, hasn't he?
I reckon without Peter Bell in the middle on the centre bounce as well, I reckon Hawthorn might have run over the top of them in this last quarter as well. He's had some heroes out there.
He's had 32 possessions, Bill.
Yeah.
So the Hawks are going to come up short, you'd reckon. It's been a terrific final. Johnson, what a game this young fella's played in his first final. But he misses his mark there. Tallis. It's out of play. It's the closest they've been for a long, long, long time.
Paul Salmon there, just out of screen now. His 100th game for the club and his last as a league footballer.
Couple of premierships with the Bombers. Glorious career. And McCabe over the line. So it's the Demons and the Kangaroos next Friday night. And Dennis Pagan's going to take them into a 7th consecutive preliminary final. It's a remarkable performance. But they are limping over the line. Simpson, second crack. Harvey, and it's a behind. Harvey and Burl, eh? We've talked about them a lot over the years. They've been good tonight. Not many teams have classic rovers anymore, do they? But they're small, but they're courageous, and they just get it.
Well, the last 14 seconds, and the Hawks trying one last time to get it forward and try and convert and get a goal. But Johnny Blakey, a man who's been with the Kangaroos,
It'll end in his arms.
through the journey. They've done it, the Kangaroos. What a comeback. They were demoralised last week. A few snags on the barbie during the week, a bit of goal practicing, and they've turned it around. And Wayne Carey. But what about that emotion?
That is brilliant to see that it hurts that much.
Because it was a bonus almost. I mean, for an outsider it was a bonus, but for them, no. It was a chance missed.
Yep.
I couldn't agree. I think one of the problems of this with the side that's come up this year, like Hawthorn have, is if they say it's a great year and don't actually hurt from this. I mean, you've got to be dark about this.
Dipper, you've got Stevens.